All right, so my persuasive speech is about air pollution, and the I'm basically going to be discussing how the distribution centers and warehouses in Southern California demonstrate a need for more intense regulation, specifically against polluting areas. And these legislations need to be enforced on ginormous, powerful companies such as Walmart and Amazon. So over the years, distribution centers and warehouses have been planted in the roots of Southern California. At first glance, citizens of the urban areas where these facilities are placed see this as a huge opportunity due to the supply of jobs with income. However, looking more closely into this, we can see the dire effects that these warehouses and distribution centers have on our community and our environment. The distribution centers and warehouses in Southern California demonstrate a need for more intense regulation, specifically against polluting areas, enforced on ginormous powerful companies such as Walmart and Amazon. But before going in depth on the change that needs to be made through regulation, it is necessary to first examine and point out the flaws in our own legal system when discussing air pollution. So before going in depth on legislations that need to be made, air pollution is monitored by an agency titled ARB, which is the California Air Resources Board. So this agency is responsible for assessing a project's impacts on the environment before allowing them to begin the process and obtain their permit to begin creating a warehouse or distribution center on the land that they have purchased. So now this begs the question, if these warehouses are so bad for the environment, why is the ARB letting them build them? Well, this is because the ARB is supposed to take into account how these warehouses help the economy. Now, these warehouses are being built in very, very poor economies because, again, the land is cheap. And also, the ARB lets them build these because they think that it's helping the economy. Well, they don't think it is helping the economy. But this, again, shows us another issue within how we think. If we're so focused on helping the economy that we destroy the environment and the community in the process, what's the economy for? I always thought the economy was to help the community. Now we're trying to focus on getting as much money as possible and in the process destroying our own environment, destroying the environment for future generations. So this also begs the question, how are warehouses and distribution centers so bad for the environment? I mean, I was having this conversation with other people and they were basically like, it's just a big building. It's like our house. Our house isn't that bad for the environment. Well, we forget how big this building is. So according to an article written by George M. Rice, titled Environmental Impact of Warehousing, a Scenario Analysis for the United States, he states, operating large and highly technological warehouses, however, causes a significant amount of energy consumption due to lighting, heating, cooling, and air conditioning, as well as fixed and mobile material handling equipment, which induces considerable carbon dioxide emissions. So it's releasing a lot of carbon dioxide into the environment, and also these distribution centers, they're using like hundreds of trucks that are just pumping pollution into the air, and people think, well, we drive every day. Again, these trucks are being used like almost 24/7. They're constantly being used. They're constantly being moved. These guys, they're working all day. And this again brings me to my next article that I'm using. The article is titled, Treated Like Sacrifices, Families Breathe Toxic Fumes from California's Warehouse Hub. So this article was written by Olivia Solon and April Glazer. So in the article, they state, Amazon alone has built 19 facilities, including fulfillment and air cargo centers in the Inland Empire since 2012. The company confirmed Walmart has at least 6 facilities. So 19 facilities. That's insane, causing an insane amount of pollution. The article also states, and all that traffic has correlated with a rise in dangerous air quality and subsequent respiratory health problems that hit communities of color the hardest, including asthma, bronchitis, and cancer. So again, not only is this air pollution harming the environment, but it's also harming the community extremely. That's why the article is titled that these families are being treated like sacrifices. So this again shows us that there needs to be more strict legislation specifically on these huge companies that have so much money and so much power that they're able to, again, poison these areas and make a profit out of them. So, in conclusion, we need to push for more strict legislation against huge corporations which profit from harming the environment. Although it is true that these distribution centers and warehouses provide jobs, these jobs are very low income. And again, there are some jobs within these companies that you can live off of because they do get paid a lot. But again, the majority of workers who are from the area who are coming to work for these companies are not getting paid livable income, sustainable income. It just is, they're not. And again, they're poisoning the community. And again, as the article states, treating these families like sacrifices. We must also take into account the future generations who will be affected by this pollution. We cannot fully prioritize the present when we still have future generations to come. That was the end of my presentation. Thank you.